who that is.
That's
Hello.
Trevor.
Trevor, nice to meet you. He probably can't hear me because you have headphones on. So I forget.
She knows I'm an idiot. No surprise.
Trevor, what's happening? What's up? I've heard your name. I've never seen you, but there you are.
Yeah, he's
Hey, good
been
morning.
training me. So
Excellent.
if you've got any problems,
Just blame
he's
this guy over here. He's got this beard. He thinks he's so cool because he's got a beard. Well, listen, Trevor. Just because you have a beard,
I only had a beard for 4 days.
well, that's a pretty good 4-day beard.
Yeah, it's doing okay.
This is like a 26-year beard.
So
I see a couple coming through. They look good.
he's got a little,
I'm trying to kind of let him thicken up. This is taking a weird turn real fast. I don't know how to come back from this one.
I mean, mane and tail really helps.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take some tips from you on that. Oh man. Well,
Okay.
listen, Matt.
How you guys?
Well, right now we were going to talk about a little bit of time management, like just managing your time, treating this like a regular job. I was just kind of bringing up, like, I know right now Matt probably feels just kind of like, I'm going with the flow. I'm kind of getting pushed and pulled. I'm following people around. But I'm just kind of letting him know, like, very soon you're going to be like, barely, my nose is like barely above water. You have paperwork, phone calls, emails. Like, it gets kind of ridiculous. So we were going to talk about that, but since you're here, Trevor, is there anything specific you would like Matt and I to cover today? Fill me in give me a topic. If it's
Along the
something
same along the same lines of time management, I also want to drive home the importance of the small jobs are going to take you just as much as time as the big jobs.
right,
So go for the big fish. Don't be scared. It's the same premise of the process, and your margins are going to be exponentially higher. So don't get that rookie mentality to where, oh, here's a small house, it's going to be easy in and out. Typically, you use the same resources, same time, and exhaust the same energy for a monster just as much as a 22 square.
sure. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just talking to people and the paperwork that you have to do, and really the size of it equals the numbers that you write down on that paper. It really doesn't have to anything else to do with it. So that's a good point. And I think also too, when I was new, I was like seeing people get like churches, hotels, apartments. I'm like, can I? But the thing is, like, those seem like, in our mind, we play this mental game with ourselves, like, oh, they must be like really difficult to get, or there must be a lot of red tape. There's not. And sometimes those jobs are easier to get than residential because everybody else is thinking the same thing. Like, well, those must be hard to get, or I bet I have to do X, Y, or Z, or whatever. They just want someone to
Actually,
talk to them.
a lot of times they're easier because it's not their intimate owned property.
It's
And
less
so
emotional.
that frugal mentality and that approach,
Right.
and so you don't have to really kind of stretch to meet their standard because they're not so engaged. They're
Right.
just like, yeah,
They look at it as, this is my asset, instead of, this is where my baby was born and my tulips grow that I planted by hand, right? Like, it's actually kind of easier. And the funny thing is, I've found anyway, in my experience, like, commercial properties, they're prepared for shit like this. Like, they budget for property management. It's something that they do. They don't tie their emotions to it. It's just like, it's got to be done, and they do it. They look at it as like, hell yeah, we're going to get a new roof on this building. So yeah, don't be afraid of those, and kind of seek out those opportunities. I would say, and Trevor, you could probably kind of weigh in on this a little bit, but the way that you come across those is so much simpler than you might think. A, walk up to that building and say, here's who I am and what I'm doing. Has anybody helped you guys yet? Or B, just constantly ask people when you're out and about. You could be at a bar or restaurant. It's like, hey, who do you know that owns an apartment complex? Who do you know that's a landlord? Who do you know that owns, a hotel? Or who do you know that owns a business? That's how you find those. And then the cool thing is, you'll find that business owners typically know other business owners. And you can network that way, and they recommend you. And it's just like, man, if you're trying to do $1 million this year and you can get, 3 $100,000 projects, that's 30% of your year like that. Makes it pretty easy.
and with the hotel chains, they're usually individually owned.
Yeah.
And what I've found is the Patel families are extremely interconnected.
Yeah.
So have conventions for hotel owners and stuff like that that you can get in with. So just like you're saying, same thing, same exact market as for apartment complexes.
Yeah.
Property managers, no property managers.
They do.
And